Hi, and welcome to the show where a flaming buzzard pecks your eyes out.
In
In
5D?
5D?
I feel like
I don't know if I'm comfortable
going
with
back
that.
to what you always kind of did, but
I
somehow
know I
feel like
haven't had one in so long that I thought it was applicable to bring it back.
and bringing it back, I agree with, but still somehow it felt a little empty.
I know.
Just being
I'm
honest,
not-
it felt a little empty.
Oh, just like his soul.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Sold. Back in.
Nonetheless, I will say that welcome to the show.
Show,
I myself is
show,
Big Bro,
show.
also known as Steven. We've got Archangel of Light, also known as Eddie. Say hi, Eddie.
Hello.
And we've got Bonsai161, also known as Devin. Devin.
Woo!
Yeah. So welcome to the show as always. Anybody who's in chat, shout outs to you guys. Hopefully we can start getting more people listening live. We do want to interact a bit here and there where we can. But why don't we go ahead and kick this off? Anybody got anything they want to talk about immediately? Anecdotes, awesome things, or do you want to go right into our news?
Actually, I got a brand new fucking laptop, and I just want to send a fuck you to the guy who set it up.
Okay. Why would
So, well, you know what? I got it refurbed. Not gonna lie, it's a decent laptop, except the guy who refurbed it only installed the operating system and none of the drivers.
Oh, that's great.
So I get it, and I fire the thing up, and I'm like, oh, this is cool. Let's see how the speakers are. I'm like, that's really quiet. I'm like, wait, my music's coming out of the fucking system speakers.
So you had that little like, squeaky dot sound thing?
Yeah, I'm like, there's nothing.
So
cool
you went back
about
to
this.
DOS games, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, it was pretty. It was something special. So, fuck you, refurb man. Fuck you.
Fuck the refurb man.
Reaper Man for the lose.
Extremely.
But otherwise, now that you got everything set up, because I'm assuming you did that, how is it doing for you?
Pretty good actually. I just finished installing all the drivers, so mostly set up. Yay.
Yay!
I guess if we're doing anecdotes, small mini plug at the beginning of the show, maybe.
I will also probably do the same, so go ahead.
All right, so I filmed with both Steven and Eduardo here, and we got the first 4 episodes of a new show filmed, which hopefully I can edit, if not this weekend, then on my work day, Tuesday, and
Sounds good.
we'll get those going. So you have that to look forward to.
Indeed, we do.
New
I'm excited.
programming. Should I do? I can grab something here and do a small preview of what's to come.
I don't think we really need that if unless you really want to.
Oh, I really do, because it's
Okay.
this is gross.
All right. So while he's getting this set up here, I'll run through some e-news, which is
Well, hold on. I want to do my quick shout out too, since we're doing shout outs.
okay. Yeah,
Hold
go
on,
for
let
it.
me- Let me finish up because I have it here.
Oh, you already got it. You already
Yeah,
ready.
it wasn't gonna take. It was just at my bar. My bar's
I
always
know you
kept
live
closed.
like 4 miles away.
Me and Eduardo tried this stuff for the first
fuck is
time.
that?
This is cachaça, which is a rum substitute. It's not made from molasses like rum. It's made
Okay.
from juice from the sugarcane, and it's nasty crap.
Yeah,
It was not
it's pretty
good.
bad.
I don't know if maybe it's this brand or something, but this sucked.
To be fair, though, like the U.S. government, we did go for the lowest bidder, and that was the cheapest
we
one.
did. So maybe high class cachaça is better, but so far Brazil, I'm not impressed.
Right on. Well, I'm excited to see those because I wasn't part of that recording, so it'll be pretty fun. And I want to just shout out for anybody who's listening. I believe when this goes live on the audio podcast, I'll be in the middle of doing it. But I'll be doing a charity 24-hour stream. Yeah, I'll be doing it like that. No, but I'll be doing a 24-hour stream for Alzheimer's Association, basically trying to fight Alzheimer's in memory of Terry Pratchett, who sadly passed away last week, which, is really the suck. But we all kind of knew it was coming. I'll be playing the old Discworld adventure games, which will be really fun. And it'll be in his name. So,
I will
if you guys...
be stopping in for the majority of that.
Yeah, cool. I'm glad
If
to
not
hear
the entire thing, it will,
Right on.
it will be most of
I
it.
wasn't sure if you were going to make it, so, I wasn't going to, advertise you be there. Also, just so y'all know, I'll be matching the first $250 that are donated to the stream. So, that's a thing.
Right on.
Cool.
Anyways, go ahead with your e-news whenever you're ready.
Although,
E-news.
I have a question, and this might
Emus.
seem rude, but what weapon do you use to fight Alzheimer's?
Mostly scientists. They're great weapons.
So do you pick them up and beat Alzheimer's with it, or how does this work?
Yeah, well, some of them actually have eye lasers, so what you do is you just sort of hold their face and kind of go,
Ooh,
and then they, slowly out of their
I
eye.
like
So it's like,
scientist
for
their
eye
mouth.
beams.
So this is like a Clash of the Titans, the original. You run around with a Gorgon head, be like,
Pretty
"Stone, motherfucker!"
Pretty much.
Nice.
All right, I'm into it.
Sounds super fancy. Yeah, I am also into this.
I figured you guys would be.
All right,
good times.
so moving on along. Let me just
go
get
ahead,
through
let's
this.
go.
Honestly, this last week, a lot of the news was kind of meh. So
Okay.
I'm scraping the bottom barrel on some of these. But, so you know how a couple of months ago we reported about this guy named Tyga and his ridiculous name?
I think
Uh,
so.
Anyways, he was going out with one of the Kardashians, and this news leads into the next one. And you know she's underage, so he was like, "Oh no, we've just been friends for years," and you know stuff like that. Well, yeah, exactly. It turns out that he proclaimed his love on Twitter recently, and she's still 17 years old. Dude's 25. Left his wife and his kid.
For a
and his-
17-year-old.
That's really what it sounds like. And
Oh, come on, guys. We've all been there.
No!
eh.
Not unless I was like 17.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, it was age appropriate at the time. But yeah, so anyways, he's decided that he's just gonna make that public, and maybe she's close to her 18th birthday, and you know the statute of limitations and all that. But so there's that. Nobody cares.
Yeah, no, I really don't care. But
Here's-
that's just, you know.
Am I the only one who's still concerned that the guy's name is Tyga?
Yeah, no, that was.
That's his
Street Fighter, dude.
that's his rapper name. I don't know, man. It's just
Sonic
it's ridiculous.
If I were,
Anyways.
I'm literally gonna walk up to him and just be like, Sonic Boom!
I don't think he's probably going to shoot you.
As long as you
What's
punch him in
gonna
the
happen?
throat while you do it, I'm okay with it.
I mean, he shoots me or I punch him in the throat, whatever. Just so long as I get to walk up to a guy and be like, Sonic Boom!
Pretty
So
sure
even
you
a-
can do that anyway.
even after the fact,
I'm going to, but for him, it's more applicable.
wait, but you have to spike your hair up and get a American flag tattooed on
Yeah,
you.
yeah, totally. If I ever go to Comic-Con and he's there, I will do it.
Why would he be there?
I don't
Why
know.
would he be there?
Well, because
Fuck that,
you
yeah.
know his girlfriend's underage and she wants to go see the My Little Ponies.
Yeah, there you go, see? Point is, I want to do that, and I'll spike my hair and get the flag and everything.
All right, moving on.
All right, so Kendall, the girl he's dating, Jenner, and her sister Kylie Jenner, the youngest of the Kardashians. It's okay, you don't have to remember any of that. That's why I suffer through it.
I was
They-
seriously
no.
just sitting here thinking, like, we know way too much about these people
Hold
now.
on, they're developing a mobile app game.
They already did that.
No, that was Kim Kardashian, the older sister.
Is there really a difference?
You want to know the sad part? She made $74 million off her fucking app game. It is extremely upsetting. But anyways, so they're making an app game for all you fashionistas out there. You can go pick it up. It's not out yet, but it will be soon.
You guys want to make $1 million? Here's what we do: is we take their app game verbatim, but make it all played with my fucking face, so I'm the one trying on all the pretty dresses. We will make $1 million.
No, check this out. I actually have an idea, and I'm saying it here for you guys first, because I think we can make a shit ton of money. You remember the potato salad Kickstarter?
Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay, I have an idea for one that might make even more money than that. I want to have a tea party. Not a tea bag party. Don't get ahead of me.
Oh, but that sounds so much more fun.
We're going to have a tea party. And here's the thing. The more stretch goals we hit, the fancier clothes we get. Like, you know, stretch goal number 1 is I wear a monocle. Stretch goal number 2 is we have the fancy little sandwiches. And we have a legit tea party and we stream it. If the potato salad guy can get fucking thousands of dollars, so can
Are you
we.
going to do the same thing, though, and donate it to a cause?
Most of it. And the rest is going back into the stream.
I mean, fair enough, I guess.
I'm being real here, man. I like money.
Real. He's all kinds of real.
All kinds of real. All right. So now that the bullshitty news is out of the way, this one's actually kind of serious, at least for us.
Serious face.
So it came out that George R.R. Martin is not going to Comic-Con this year. He's actually canceled the rest of his his conventions
Fucking
this year
riot.
because he says he's gonna be concentrating and working on the latest Game of Thrones book.
This is him finally going like, God damn it, I am tired of people asking me about this fucking book.
Yeah,
I'm gonna write
well, the
the
thing
damn
is,
Finally,
thing.
we'll actually get a new one, is what you're saying.
He's actually said that he doesn't write while he's traveling.
Okay.
So he's canceled all his appearances, and the name of the name of the book is going to be
He's canceled
The
the name
Winds
of the Wind.
Winter. Yes, it's called Blurg now. It's no longer the Wind. Oh look, the Blurg is really strong today. But anyways, so he's not going to show up. Other than that, like, I've got one more. They're canceling IE finally, and they're doing Project Spartan, whole new
When you
browser,
say IE, I just want to make sure we're clear. You're talking about
Internet Explorer. Yeah, they're no longer making it. And I think 8.1 is end of life. I'm sure they'll
Yeah,
have.
so the thing is, we already kind of knew that because they had mentioned it with the Windows 10 stuff already, like forever ago. So we already knew this was coming. My wonder is then,
Well, to
with
be
Windows
fair,
10
when they first announced it, they had said it was going to launch with the new IE and Spartan. Now it
Oh,
sounds
okay.
like it's gonna be just Spartan.
well,
If I'm
okay,
reading
so
it
the
correctly.
Yeah,
thing
that's what
about
it sounds
that, though,
like.
and this is what I was going to get at with what I was saying, is that Internet Explorer is literally integral to all of everything that Windows does. Internet Explorer is basically an internet version of the browser hierarchy that you use to open up your files and folders in your computer.
Yeah. So
this is an
Windows
interesting
Explorer
thing
and
because
Internet Explorer are the exact same thing.
basically, yeah.
The only difference is Internet Explorer links to the web, while Windows Explorer links locally. That is literally it.
Not to say you can't go locally with Internet Explorer, but the point being that literally that is the difference. And so it makes me wonder, will the entire way that you handle your system be handled with this new Spartan, or is it going to be its own, like, actually, it's a standalone
I believe
file
that's
system,
a browser.
Right.
Spartan
Yeah.
is a browser.
But so is IE.
It's not. It's a browser and it's a hierarchy. That it's Spartan is a browser.
Okay. Well, I'll be curious to see how that goes then.
So I'm actually kind of excited. I've seen some of the previews of Windows 10 coming on, and it's way better than 8, even 8.1. I'm sorry. The changes that I've had someone sit down with me and actually try to explain to me that the changes are better. And, scientifically speaking, I'm like, yeah, that's great, but you have to give someone a choice. You can't just be like, oh, fuck you, you're doing this way now, because everyone's going to revolt. And you've got to think of the people that aren't technical. It isn't just oh, this is different. It's we have no idea what just happened. It's not intuitive. We don't know where to go. So I'm excited. Spartan looks like it's going to be pretty good. I really just want them to fix a lot of the issues that IE had, because IE was getting really long in the tooth, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
it was never gonna recover. Just
No.
because of the bad PR it's built up.
Yeah,
that
the
thing
name.
could be the best, and it wasn't gonna matter. They had to. They didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
This had to happen.
And it makes sense. So
right.
rest in peace, IE. Long live Project Spartan.
Rest
I'm sure
in
they.
peace, fucking rot in a hole, IE.
Okay,
Thanks for
rot in
dying.
peace. Whatever.
I'm also unhappy that they're calling it Project Spartan. Just saying.
Why?
Why?
Because why do we have to make everything fucking Halo related?
there were
I
Spartans
didn't
before
even
Halo,
put that
big guy.
together.
Well, yeah, but still, everything that they're doing is related in some way
Their new
to
talking
Halo.
voice thing is Cortana.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't care if Spartans
I'm
were
sorry.
not actually from Halo.
It's
Halo
from the
has
talking voice.
Spartans, therefore that connection is just immediately being made to me. And why does everything have to be that way?
I'm gonna say because of money, honestly.
Am I gonna have to open up this thing and it's gonna have a fucking Spartans logo or whatever it's called? The Spartan Project?
Possibly. I haven't seen the logo yet, but maybe.
Because that'll just kind of frustrate me, honestly.
And I do want to say one more thing. My Little Pony? Never tried it. Don't really want to. It was on our stream. Someone's touting it.
Oh.
It's okay. It's not a great thing for me, just because I don't really care that much for the community, but I can see where people are getting behind it. That's my official opinion with it.
Fair enough. All right, so moving on
Still
from
is
the
pro.
e-news aspect, did you guys get a chance to see the Pixel trailer that just came out? I know there's been a teaser out for a bit, but a full trailer actually came out recently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like I wasted 2.5 minutes of my life doing it,
I
but
don't know about that. It
Okay,
looks
so-
fucking harmless.
So when it first said that they were gonna do it, I was like, okay, that could be an interesting concept. And then we're like, oh, and it's Adam Sandler, and I went, oh.
Right.
Well, so
right.
did
The moment
you
you hear
see
that,
the
you're like,
short that it was based on?
I have not. Please tell us.
So Pixels is actually just based off of a little web short this guy did, where it's like this thing comes to Earth and it starts shooting things and they explode into pixels. And it was just this really cool thing and it inspired this movie. And Adam Sandler got attached and it became what it is.
Whatever it is
but,
now.
you know, it's Invasion of Nintendo.
Yeah,
Basic.
kind of.
Like,
Did you guys-
and honestly, even Futurama already did this.
Yeah, I was
had this
that's exactly
episode.
what I was thinking. Futurama did this exact thing.
Yeah. And it was great when they did it, so why would this be any different? Like, is it probably going to be another corny Adam Sandler project? Sure, but Grown Ups wasn't without laughs. Grown Ups 2 was. Grown Ups 2 was horrible.
It was
but
okay
Grown
at
Ups was
best,
not
but
without laughs.
I think the reason why Futurama works is it's a 23 to 26 minute episode. Like, it's not that long. Like, so, you know, you can make the joke and it's like, oh, haha, that's great, and you move on. And it was, in fact, if I remember correctly, that was actually one of the episodes where it was a What If Machine episode. Therefore, actually, it was more like 7 minutes.
Okay, even still, the concept is done.
We're gonna have 2 hours of that.
Yeah, but I mean, why not? Clearly Nintendo's behind
So,
it, or Namco, or
honestly-
whoever fucking owns these guys currently, so why the fuck not? They're into it. Let them try and take their slice of the fucking franchise pie.
So honestly, I kind of like it because I see it like Wreck-It Ralph, but live actiony. Like you
Wreck-It
take a
Ralph-
lot of the,
Yeah, the difference is Wreck-It Ralph was good. I'm not saying that this is going to be good. I'm saying it'll happen. It'll probably be meh, not the worst piece of shit ever,
Right.
but
It won't be Twilight or 50
you
Shades.
know, it'll be fucking watchable. It'll be okay.
You know,
So-
I can honestly say that I don't hate everything Adam Sandler's been in, but lately he's been really hit or miss. Like
For
Lil
me,
Nicky,
it's
I
not-
loved it. A bunch of people hate it. I thought it was hilarious.
First Dates, I pretty much stopped caring about his stuff, honestly.
First Dates was good.
That's what I mean.
First Dates
After that,
was
it was
good.
it was stopped caring.
Yeah, well.
Was
No,
Lil Nicky
Chuck and
before
Larry
or
was
after
after
that?
that. That was
I
fun.
haven't seen that one personally, but
It was funny.
Actually, what was it? Spanglish was fantastic.
I never saw Spanglish.
no,
It was a serious role, and he did a fantastic job in it. I hear Punch Drunk Love was great. Anger
Yeah, it
Management,
was.
Anger Management had some really funny bits.
Yeah, no, I liked Anger Management too.
Yeah, so you know
but that was pre.
Honestly, it's been his last handful that I didn't like.
Yeah.
The one where he's his own fucking sister or whatever.
Oh, the twin thing? Yeah,
Grown
that
Ups
was
2
fuck
was
awful.
really bad. Even the one he did with the little kids where their storybooks were coming true or whatever.
Oh,
It
bedtime
was-
stories?
It was okay, but it wasn't as good
he's
as
done a
of
lot
the
more
stuff.
movies than I thought he did. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ!
Yeah, he's been in a lot.
He's mentioned
Actually,
like 7 movies I haven't seen, and all of them
He's-
sound really stupid to me.
he made the list a couple of years in a row for the most movies for an A-list actor. So
Something
he
like
was
that, yeah.
he was cranking them out. So bedtime stories, we weren't really the
No,
the audience for that.
Fucking granted. Somebody in the chat is saying Click. Click.
We
was
don't
good,
talk about
and
Click.
It was fucking depressing.
Click is
That
the
was
saddest
the-
movie I have ever seen, and
That was the saddest movie you've ever seen.
yes,
Really?
You need
Well,
to see
yeah.
more sad movies.
no, because the other ones I'm like, well, that's a very specific situation.
Like,
With
Never Let Me Go.
With Click, it was like, he was just an asshole. That could happen to me. That could happen to anybody.
Dude, I
So-
still watch fucking Wall, and I'm like, that little motherfucker just wants to hold that bitch's hand.
Yep.
Oh, God.
But Wally's great. All right, so you know Adam Sandler, Peter Dinklage, Jane Krakowski. She's on 30 Rock. She's the blonde on 30 Rock. I
Oh,
forget.
Right. Cool.
Yeah,
Okay,
she's in that,
fine.
and Kevin James seem to be the top billed actors on this.
Peter
I'm
Dinklage is
interested
in
in, huh?
Yeah. He was the
Dinklage
dude
is
with the
in it.
big long fucking mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of
That's what
the
he
top
said.
You didn't? Oh, did he say him?
Yeah,
I,
I
I
thought
didn't
you
hear
were
you
like
say
asking,
that.
wait,
Okay.
he's in it? And I'm like, dude,
he was the
said
second person I mentioned.
Okay, sorry. I somehow missed you say that.
Yeah, he's in it. And then of course Kevin James. He seems to be in almost everything Adam Sandler does nowadays. So
Yeah. I think
well,
they
ever
were-
since Chuck and Larry, I guess. So one more thing. Not on that.
Oh, okay. Okay,
It's a
good.
game
We're
I've
moving
been I started playing last night. That's fantastic.
No, let's do it like not a real quick. Tell me all about it, because we're gonna be playing this.
We are. We will be definitely playing it tomorrow night. 7 to 9. The game is called Reign of Kings, and it was described to me as Game of Thrones meets Minecraft. So, right, that got me interested.
I'm not doing this because not cool. I'm doing this because that's kind of but that's not what I would call it.
Okay, well, that's how it was described to me, and
Fair enough.
It's what got my attention, and I started playing it. And just quick synopsis: you wake up, washed up on a shore, and you're wearing nothing but a loincloth, and you've got a driftwood club, and you have to start, mining things and building things, and it's very Minecrafty in how you build forts and reinforce them and all that kind of stuff. But where it comes in, where it's like Game of Thrones, is there's a castle in the distance, and whoever has possession of the castle is the king. So, like, they have to claim it, and they're the king. And the king can levy taxes. So every time you're getting materials, all of a sudden you'll see a -1 wood tax, -1 clay
king
tax.
Is stealing
Now,
my wood.
does he actually directly get this, or does that go towards some invisible fund?
No, the king gets
The
this.
king is a person. The king is a player.
Yeah, the king
No,
is
I
the
get
player.
that. So what you're telling me is that we need to be the kings.
Yes.
Yes, and the way that it happens is you can take over, you can protect the king, you can do whatever you want, in that sense. And then you build fires and you have to hunt. So I think I played like 4 or 5 hours last night just to kind of get acclimated, because I suck at getting acclimated to games on the stream. Like last time we played H1Z1, I couldn't stay alive for more than 3 fucking minutes before some asshole hit me with an arrow in the face.
So there is a PvP aspect to the game then.
Yes.
Yes, there definitely is.
Okay, should be interesting. Now hold on. Did this devolve immediately into kill on sight? Because I'm not sure that'll make
hold on. Here's the difference between that and H1Z1, and one of the reasons I got interested in it is because it's all melee. So,
but he just said arrow.
Kill. Well, but
and I was watching
people,
a streamer play with fucking javelins.
Yeah, you
most
can
of the
throw
people
wooden
I
javelins.
see play. A couple of them carry javelins, but most of them are carrying axes and swords. And even still, it's not like H1Z1 where a guy sees you from around a corner and goes, and you're dead.
Okay.
They have to swing a few times to kill you.
Yeah,
I guess that's better than nothing.
And
So-
there'll
We'll
be
see.
3
I'm never
of
really
us
excited to
rolling.
check it out though. Like it'll be
So
fun.
no. Here's the thing. So the first 5 guys, maybe I'm exaggerating, 3 or 4 guys I met killed me on sight, and then I met this other guy with a club, and he was like, "Hey, I'm." He starts dancing. He's like, "I'm here, peace." He puts his club away. I put my
His piece was dance. He's like,
Hey,
Yeah.
Indian.
He's-
That's
yeah.
what one of the streamers I watch makes people wave, and you wave like this.
Yeah. See, the thing is,
Two-handed waves.
you can't really tell if someone has voice chat or not. So you put your club away and you kind of dance to signify peace. So we made peace, and then we finally got our voice chat shit together. And he was like, "Hey man, you want to team up?" And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And the whole time he's like, "All right, we're gonna harvest some wood together." But I would like peek around and make sure I was keeping my eye on him while I was harvesting wood, because I didn't know.
Eduardo's all paranoid, like you would have taken this fucking wood,
Yeah.
bro.
Exactly. Well, not even that. Like, he's harvesting a tree over there, and I'm like, I'm pointing my axe at you just in case you come at me, asshole. But no, made friends. We started a guild. We built a fucking fort. And the best part is,
They built a pillow fort together.
yeah, no, it was a wood fort, you son of a bitch. So we built a fort. No, and I made a second story with plenty of room for your beds when you guys come into the game tomorrow. And
Aw.
So basically, you made us a home.
yes, I went forth into a foreign land and made you a home. Y'all are like my estranged children. Like
I'm
when
trying
my
to figure
people
out how I
take
can
me-
make you into the wife, but I don't think I can.
But anyways, so so here's what we did. We built a second story, and we built a front door that's right behind a gate. So even if they knock down our gate, they have to keep trying to get to our shit.
Well done.
So it's fantastic.
And this is going to be like when I'm going to walk in when I saw the guild that we made for Warframe, where I'm going to look at this and just go like, okay, how am I going to make this functional?
Well, it is an inverted pyramid that I started, so have fun with that. It's a second story.
So no, it's
No,
not
no.
functional. Ah, I
No,
hate you.
it's exactly functional. The rooms get bigger as you go higher because the graphics aren't legitimate. You can hang walls off of other walls as long as they're touching. It's super fucking awesome.
You can actually build on not dirt.
You can. I put a block in the middle of the air. Yeah.
But are all things puttable in the middle of the air? Like, what if we need to build like some giant like smoldering castle thing and we can't?
Of course we can. All you have to do is claim a land. I've built on a hill as well. All right. So check this out. Here's the best part for our viewers. I have an extra license key to Reign of Kings. So 5D Podcast is going to be giving away this Steam key to the first. So we're giving this out. We're going to raffle it out. We need feedback, and we always talk about feedback. So the first 5 people who go on our website and,
Email us.
sign up.
Email us.
Well, then sign up and submit some, constructive feedback. Don't just show up and be like, fuck you. Just be like,
Weak.
I know. Just tell us what you like, what you don't like. First 5 people to do that, get entered in the raffle, and we'll be doing the raffle live next week here on the podcast. So if you wanna check it out, go to 5dpodcast.com and just hit sign up, and you can comment on any one of our posts. And
Or again, I think an email is applicable as well for this. I think that would be fine.
I think the sign up will be the easiest because we can log who the first 5 were. So just
Fair
give us
enough.
some feedback there on the website, and we'll throw you in a raffle. We'll do it live, and you'll get to join us with the Reign of Kings, or you can play off on your own. No pressure. Either way.
Whatever works.
So yeah, played Reign of Kings, love it, and we'll be doing it here 7 to 9 tomorrow night.
Fair enough. Woo.
With that, actually, talking about games that you played recently, I've been playing a pretty large amount of a game called Ori and the Blind Forest,
Oh,
and I
it's
really
so
think
sad.
I think this game really does need to be brought up because it is a piece of wonderful gamery for this year. It's so far my game of the year for 2015, and there's a lot of reasons why I say that. I mean, I haven't played a whole lot of
all
new
games are
but-
shit that have come out in 2015.
Well, that's part of it, but the other part is the fact that this game has a lot of things going for it, and it's one of those almost perfect styles of games. So the reason why I say that is, first of all, it's a platformer. So if you're not into platformers, obviously you may not enjoy it as much. But as a platformer, its mechanical aspects are really tight. There's a lot of really small windowed areas and like the challenging places. There's also a lot of variety of stuff, and the mechanics themselves are really tight. And there's a range of stuff that you can enjoy. Along with that, there's the backgrounds and the foregrounds are visually really stunning. Like there's a lot of beauty in this game. Kind of reminds me a bit of a Miyazaki feel for the sort of like living forest aspect. But not only that, but they're animated in various ways. So like stuff will be happening in the background, or like there'll be stuff in the foreground that sort of is slightly animated to really bring a lot more depth and immersion into this environment, which I think is a really cool thing.
What was that one done not too long ago that was in all black, but it was still a side scroller?
That was Limbo.
Limbo.
That was also a really
It
good game.
reminded me a lot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like Limbo meets Mega Man.
Yeah, it's definitely a Metroidvania game. So like it's got a map that you can explore, and as you get powers, you can go to other parts of the map or find hidden secrets or whatever. So it's a lot like that style of game.
Maybe I haven't quite gotten it, but I looked at the the preview. I was thinking of actually getting it so I could stream some of it as well. It looks a lot like Dear Esther in the story aspect of it, right? Where it's kind of involved in really.
So I was going to
really,
bring
like-
up the story next.
Okay.
So the easiest way to describe it is it's a heavy content style story in the sense that there's a lot of like emotion behind it, but it's also a relatively sparse story, which is the reason why I really like it. For a platformer, it doesn't have a lot of exposition, which is great because generally in a platformer you don't need that. But it has just enough to like get you invested in what's going on.
So like Mario, there's a princess. Go get her.
No, it's heavier and there's more exposition than a Mario game, but it's still relatively light, so it doesn't really take away from the experience. You're not spending 5 minutes between areas listening to somebody talk about something that's going on. You see maybe a minute cutscene here and maybe another minute there, and there's text stuff that'll appear dynamically, well, not really dynamically, but basically on various parts of the background essentially as well. So like it doesn't really take away from the game's play. I don't know if I'd call it Dear Esther-like. It definitely has its own story and like a directed story, as opposed to where Dear Esther was more about exploring an area. But along with that, the music is also really solid. It's got a really calming sort of like almost flighty soundtrack, and all these things come together in a game that I haven't seen that in a while. Like I haven't really seen a good bringing of all these things together since probably like even Cave Story. Like that was the last one that I could think of that really brought this forward in such a mechanically driven platformer. Because although Limbo was great, it's also relatively minimalistic comparatively to this game. This one has a lot of different types of moves and stuff you're doing, and it's more Metroid-like. So I don't know. I'm really into this game. I think it's totally worth playing for anybody who's into platformers. I have been streaming it, and I have a little bit left to do towards the end, if you don't mind a little bit of spoilers. That'll probably either happen after today or maybe even sometime on the weekend. But still, highly recommend it. Definitely a cool game.
So like Limbo meets Mega Man.
I'd say more like Limbo meets Metroid.
Okay,
Mega Man's a little different in its
Yeah,
design.
but don't you like level and get different weird powers and stuff? Because when I saw you playing, you were using this like this mechanic where you would kind of freeze in time, position an arrow attack, and then dart in that direction. When I saw a different streamer playing earlier in the week, he had this little glowy fairy that sat above his head and fucking fired missiles at
was
shit.
it saying,
the
listen,
glowy fairy is
listen.
always...
No, it fucking was not.
And actually, that was another thing I commented on when I was first playing. I was like, thank God this isn't Navi all over again, because it isn't, But no, so it has that in the sense that there's a progression of powers. Kind of like I said, Metroid. Like, in Metroid, you start off with a pistol-y, lasery thing that's kind of shitty. Then you get the charge beam, so you can charge it up and fire it. Then you get missiles. Then you get, high jump. Then you get, all these other things, like the charge speed runs and things like that. And all those abilities you're getting, it's the same mechanics there. Mega Man is a little different, where it's like, the boss tightness of the levels, you get a power, you go to another level, and it's a different kind of thing. Because this is one map that's, separated, as opposed to, individual, like, stages, if you will, which is more Mega Man-like.
So I'm going to be honest with you.
Earlier, so that was
I was going to play it, but the last platformer, and I'm stretching the term here, that I played was the Ratchet and Clank series, and
it's a very different experience.
Yeah, I know, and it just didn't look like he had enough guns in the previews that I saw and when the guy was streaming. So I don't know if I'd really be into it or be any good at it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I have the first three on they re-released them for PS3.
Oh yeah,
whichever the fuck one I have. But like I'm having the roughest time getting through that first game, man. That shit does not hold up. Second game is totally fine and totally holds up, but man, that first game is rough.
Okay, do you remember how hard the first and second games were?
The second game, not as much as the first, I don't think, but the second, like I said, that first game is hard because it's rough and it's different.
It's super hard. It's a lot more pixelated, obviously, because it's an older game. But not even that. Like, there's a jump move that they didn't introduce until the second one, where you could like avoid missiles by doing this weird like sideways jump. And in the first one, I was like, how do I avoid? Oh God, I'm dying. So yeah. But yeah, no, I'm interested. I think I'll just watch it being streamed. I don't know if I'll purchase it myself.
It doesn't seem like your kind of game, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah,
it's way more up my alley than either of you guys, from what I see. So,
Fair enough.
but it's a game worth noting because again, it is one of the best games of this year so far. A lot like Shovel Knight was of its same sort of period of time, one of the best games of last year. So, these indie games, they're doing it right. We've been saying
Speaking of indie games, weren't you gonna talk about Nintendo doing their
Yes.
sort of
So,
platform change here?
Nintendo had a couple of kind of weird announcements that sort of happened simultaneously in some sort of conference. I'm not too privy to which one it was because, whatever. But most noteworthy is the fact that apparently Nintendo's planning to get in on the smartphone world, right? So for mobile gaming, by using, I think they're called DNA, I think is how you say it, but it's capital D, lowercase e, capital N-A, is the company.
That's called Dina.
It could be Dina, but I think
I know her. She lives in a trailer park.
Apparently she's
Apparently
she's a big mobile developer for the Japanese markets, right? And apparently they're releasing all of the IPs from Nintendo games to be accessible by them to make games. So this means we're going to see Mario mobile games. We're going to see Donkey Kong mobile games. And I'm actually honestly
without emulators?
Do I have to pay
so,
a penny every time I make Mario jump?
That's exactly what I'm worried about, like, oh, you need to, spend half $1 so you can get to the access to this level. It's just like, oh my God. I I'm so worried about this. Like, I don't expect to see a Mario game where you're just going left to right, getting the princess and being happy. It's gonna be like, oh, Super Mario World, where pay $3 to get access to this zone, and
it's gonna be like 50 cents for a fucking fire flower power up or something.
Okay.
yeah, it's gonna be stupid. And I mean, Nintendo, if you do it right, and your mobile games are what they honestly should be, then good on you. You're going to have a fucking lot of money coming in because they'll be great. However, I am not very,
No.
I'm not hopeful for that outcome.
No, don't
If they
keep-
do it, I'll be happy.
Don't
So
kid
hold
yourself.
on. Are you saying that I'm gonna have to pay extra for? And I know I'm saying this wrong. That the Snooki suit or whatever, the one where you turn into this adorable little like
Tanuki.
Tanuki, whatever. I'm just saying, am I gonna have to pay extra? Because I was always kind of a fan of that whole like wearing a tail thing.
So one of our chatters here says, the Nin can't do new 4DS Android smart hat that connects to you or connects into your brain that uses your soul for IAPs.
I'm
In other words,
actually into that.
I mean, that
That-
sounds like Nintendo in a nutshell. I mean,
Is it gonna zap games directly into my brain? Because I'd be down.
the bottom line is that Nintendo should have been getting onto the mobile market a long time ago. Let's just be honest here.
No, I disagree because I saw what happened when Final Fantasy got onto the mobile market.
Oh God, yeah.
But this is that Nintendo has a lot of IPs that could work really well on a mobile device. They really
well,
do.
yeah, like Mario, you fucking jump. That's it.
Yeah, they made that. It was called Flappy Bird.
And did you see how well that did?
Yeah, did you see how much money that shit made?
The game was horrible.
It made so much money. The maker went, "I'm making too much money," and took it off the market for a while.
Yeah.
And then he realized, "I like money," and then he put it back.
Actually, I saw an arcade Flappy Bird machine where you pay $1 a turn.
What?
Yeah.
That's like Angry Birds paying every time you swipe.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the point
Oh
is
shit!
that,
I just gave them ideas.
yeah, you
I
should
take
do
it back.
that.
I take it back.
The point is that Nintendo, if they do this right, will have a really solid market there, and there's no question in my mind if they do it right.
Oh, fucking
I just don't
Nintendo
expect
has a
that.
market. They could be like, "Oh, Miyamoto's underwear. Who wants to buy them?" And people will be like, "Shut up and take my money."
Yeah, they would, but I mean, at the same time, have you seen how the numbers for their systems have been kind of low? I mean, there's a reason. They're really slow to accept change.
I think that their consoles have been low, but their handhelds are selling like
Yeah,
fucking
actually, their
hotcakes.
handheld just took the highest sold console of the last couple of months. It outsold
Okay.
everything.
Which one?
The new DS that came out. It
I'm not
outsold every other console.
So that makes sense because the mobile market is one that you have two options. You have Nintendo or you have Sony. And Sony doesn't have a lot of games on theirs.
That's true.
I'm just saying, like, if you
But
want to buy
a
a
piece of
handheld
shit
device,
is a piece of shit. So clearly the thing's working. I think Nintendo needs to back off and just focus on their damn handhelds. Mobile
I
is not
think-
the way to go in my book, but handhelds are.
I think that
Or new IPs. Hey guys,
Yeah,
New
no, that's what
IPs.
anybody should be focusing on.
right, the new IP would be more
Anybody.
important to me. Like, really. Oh no, yeah. So Devo reminds me of something that really just needs to be brought up. I can't believe this one. The
Oh,
new
yeah.
3DS literally does not come with an AC adapter. I don't know if I mentioned this before.
Wait,
but
the
that
new
is
what?
ridiculous.
The new 3DS does
Yes.
not have a power supply.
That's literally the name of this thing, by the way.
Yeah,
Does
the
not
new
come with an
3DS.
AC adapter. They assume you'll already have one since you're upgrading.
wow.
joke.
Does it at least have that like wireless power adapter where you just set it on a convection kind of thing? No, nothing.
No, it doesn't come with any. You can get that, but it doesn't
Right,
come
so
with
it does
anything.
not come with an AC adapter. That is what it doesn't come with.
And from what I've heard, it's not even like a really generic-y kind of one where like, yeah, you totally have an extra. It's like a
No, it's the DS
Oh,
recharge.
it's the proprietary one that looks
it's not
slightly
like a big
bent.
USB. It's the fucking proprietary Nintendo bullshit.
Yeah.
This is the thing that I hate most about Nintendo. All their shit is proprietary and super exclusive. Fuck that.
Oh,
We're not in that
God.
world anymore.
PC Master Race.
Yeah, exactly. PC fucking Master Race.
Oh my god.
But I should bring up the one other thing that they mentioned. Apparently, they're also working on another platform known as the NX, codename NX. So this could be another console, it could be another handheld, it could be a fucking phone for all I know. I have no idea. They
I'd
gave
like to
zero
think that it's a
information.
soft drink or a theme park.
You know
Well,
what?
They said platform, so I think it's a diving.
Can Can
Okay.
I make a prediction? Honest prediction.
Sure.
VR console.
Probably a VR
thing.
thing, honestly.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
make a counter prediction. Steam rival all Nintendo games from all time. I'm not saying it because I think it's gonna happen. I'm saying it because it
They
should
already
happen.
had that with the Wii and the
No,
Wii U.
it barely had fucking anything, and I'm talking for PCs.
Oh, I don't know. I had Echo the motherfucking Dolphin, all of them, and Metroid, and I bought all that shit on my Wii U.
No,
Just
I
putting
could
that out
barely get
there.
any of the shit I was looking for. You have bad taste.
I have bad. What's wrong with Echo and Metroid?
I've
They're
actually
great
never really been a
certificates.
Metroid friend, and Echo, fuck your Dolphin, bro. Bring it.
Oh, come on,
Bring
dude.
it.
Echo the Dolphin was an awesome story. It did all the, like...
I will
had-
say this, though, dude. Honestly, the Echo I played was on the Genesis.
I know.
Yeah.
It was. But Nintendo struck a deal with Sega, and...
Well, they own Sega, so yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
pretty sure.
fuck me then.
That happened a while ago, buddy.
Guess I missed it. Well, I'm sorry. There isn't much, really noteworthy Sega news coming out these days. So
Well, it's
I'm
because they don't
optimistic.
exist. They're literally part of Nintendo.
Who's making fucking Sonic the Hedgehog now?
Nintendo. Come on.
Why do you think
Well,
his
yeah,
ass
yeah,
was
but
in
I-
Smash Brothers?
Well, no, but Sega's still like a subsidiary of. Yeah, they're their own entity, just under the Nintendo flag.
I mean, sure. As much as anything else under Nintendo has its own goddamn flag. I mean, it's
Well,
basically
at least they
first-party
haven't fucking
developer.
EA'd it and sold it like they did with, or disbanded like they did with the Maxis.
Yeah, that's a sad news
God,
there.
poor
Max is being
Maxis.
shut down.
Ugh.
I was very disappointed, and sadly, they've done it to others. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I hate to bring up EA because it just turns into a bitch
Dude,
fest.
EA is a bunch of shit. So yeah, continue.
But I like how they're kind of their thing lately has, honest to God, been, hey, we're gonna have the studio release this game, but we're gonna make them do stupid shit and have them take the fall. Oh, you mean all that shady shit we made them do didn't turn out well? Okay, cool. Let's just disband that studio. Like there's so much dust under their fucking rug. The rug is as tall as the fucking house. I'm just saying. And it's all
sure
filled
the
with
rug
That
is
was
with
the
the dust
weirdest
underneath.
little... like,
It's all
where
filled
did
with the dead corpses of fucking studios.
You're a weird fucking guy, bro.
Oh
Is
man!
that like a saying in Mexico? Say the rug is as tall as the house in Spanish.
La carpeta es igual de alto que la casa.
Yeah.
Also, Dubolt just tried to kind of throw a fight over here on the chat, and no, I agree. Steam support is kind of shit, but I still
Because
like
they
the
don't have a
platform.
support team, just like they didn't have a marketing
Not a
team.
thing.
They don't have these things because they have a development studio or a development company that's literally just a bunch of developers and then maybe a couple of dudes that get them coffee. Like that's their entire company. Like they don't have all these other
Yeah,
things. that most
those are
people have.
called game testers.
It's pretty much.
The
I wish I was kidding,
the
but
game
Steam
testers
doesn't
do
have- or,
marketing,
Valve doesn't have
support,
that.
coffee runs, also
Right.
known as interns.
They probably have literally one dude doing all the support for all of Steam's issues. They
Man, I
probably
hope
only
he's
have one.
getting paid really, really well.
Probably. I mean, not to say that their company is bad. They just have a few choices that aren't really with the time any longer. Like
Company is
before,
bad, and you should feel bad.
I
As
said
of now,
last week, so I'm not going to go back into it. But seriously,
as of now, Steam's the best option though.
well, so Steam is a great option for digital distribution and playing games on the PC because they're going to have almost everything, and it's a good place to learn and find new games. It makes sense. It doesn't mean that their support team's good. It doesn't mean that they're doing any curation for any of the stuff that's on their store because they aren't really doing a lot. I mean, there's a
So
lot of
hold on. I think we need to slow down on the talking shit about Steam because I am 55 XP points from hitting level 13 in Steam, and I'm gonna need y'all to post some screenshots so I can comment on them, and I get 2 badges for that. I'm just saying. I need to hit this level.
I am a firm lover of the Steam platform because it is a DRM that actually gives you benefits instead of fucking you in the ass. It's fantastic for that. Constant updates to your games, the ability to download them any fucking where you want. There's a lot of great things that Steam is doing. It's also a great place to find stuff. But it still has some places where it's really lackluster, like the support. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Well, at least it's not like Origin where if you don't play a game for long enough, you lose it. It's just not yours anymore.
You literally don't own
Really?
the games. You own the
Yeah.
yeah.
I forget the exact length of time.
You
but-
legitimately, when you buy something on Origin, do not technically own the game. You are licensing it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's super shady.
I mean, and that's the cool thing. There's been very few exceptions to this rule, but Steam has had all their games on their platform since they put them on there. The only exceptions are ones they took off for various like violations of things, from what I understand.
Oh man, I still remember back when EA was like, "We're taking our ball and going home."
And then I stopped buying their games.
Is that what finally made you stop buying their games?
Because they were being absolute hypocrites with it. They're like, we want to create a place where there's not a monopoly in the digital distribution situation. So we're just going to take all of our stuff and make it exclusive to us.
We want to create a place where we get more of the money.
That's basically what they were
Hey.
saying. They said it in a very different way. And I was just like, you know what? I'm done with you, EA. You
Yeah.
fucked me too many times now. I'm just done. So. Hey, you know what? They didn't even do it with lube, okay?
Well,
So,
I feel
while we're
like
talking about games and lube, let's bring up something that
Oh,
hurt.
God.
Yeah. Me and Steven played a game on our last
God,
long
yes.
Sunday stream that I do feel like needs to be mentioned.
Yeah, we should talk a bit about it because I think that now that I've had the experience, it's worth bringing up. You go. I've been talking a lot here, Devin. You go ahead and start.
So we were looking for a $50 donation to play. Well, we were looking for a $50 donation to run the site, not to play this game. But to punish us for shilling out to you people for money, we decided we would play Hatoful Boyfriend as punishment.
And for anybody who doesn't know what that is, it is a Japanese-made Devolver remade it into an HD version onto Steam. It is a pigeon dating sim.
you guys make me sad.
I mean, it is what it fucking sounds like, man. It is a pigeon dating sim. Now, albeit you're sitting back and like, that's a really goofy, weird premise. It's a really goofy, weird game. I think out of all the endings we did we ever actually like get a date? Did anything turn out
Nope.
normally?
You
Not
got
one, right?
killed. I
was murdered.
I got told no 2 times, and then you ran off on a pudding date.
Yeah.
So I
Okay,
guess
Went
that
off
one-
seeking golden.
hold
pudding.
on. I need some clarification
No,
because
so-
I wasn't there.
So I'm going to talk a bit about this because I think it's worth having some mention now that I've played it. The game, as a dating sim, fails. It is a really terrible dating sim. The
Because you
game
couldn't
is
get a date? Fucking loser.
no, not even because of that. It's a terrible dating sim because there's not a lot going on mechanically and there's not a lot going on in choice. It's really, really railroady. It's kind of like it has a few branches here and there, and yes, they make differences, but there's not a whole lot of agency over how you get to those points. You know, if you want to get ending A, you have to do literally A, B, C, D, E, F, G, etc. If you want to get ending, the next ending, it's do B, C, 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 or whatever. It's like that. There's not like a lot of variation where other dating sims.
And the game is short. You're in and out in about a half hour.
It depends on which go.
Yeah, you are.
We played 2 games each, and it took us about 2 hours total. So.
Okay, still.
But anyways, I want to continue with what I was saying, because as a dating sim, it fails. As an experience, there's some really interesting things it has to offer. One of the things that's noteworthy is that you're not actually playing a pigeon, and this
Yeah,
is made.
you were not a pigeon.
You are playing a female girl in high school, I think. That's my best guess. And that in of itself makes some weird interactions because they make comment to this or whatever. But not only that, but there's some scenes where you kind of see this place where you wonder what happened to all the humans because you don't see a single one. And this includes things like broken down buildings. So there's some stuff in the background that could be really interesting. What do you need, Eddie?
Okay, what I don't understand is, so your girl, are you trying to date pigeons? Or
Yes.
are you trying... Oh, wait. Fat
Yeah,
pigeons?
now you're understanding why this game's stupid.
Well, I saw something in the chat about fat pigeons. What?
So one of them is a doctor, and he's this big fat fucking pigeon.
Yeah.
Are
I
the
would put
pigeons
it that way.
human-sized, or are you just
No,
trying
yes.
to shove one up
No,
your...
yes.
They're
They
not
are.
human size, are
Yes,
they?
they are.
They don't look like it to me.
They are human-sized pigeons. They are pigeons that have evolved and become sentient and taken over the world. Apparently, and I don't know if this is available on the HD version, if you
Oh, God.
beat this game in a certain configuration or beat everything, something like that, you get an extra gameplay mode where you play as two police pigeon investigating the murder of your character, the one you play as in the game. And during that, they go over the war where the avians got smarter and bigger and took over. And
my whole point being that there's a lot of stuff here, but it's so muddled with this really awfully designed dating sim that it just, you can't get into it. And that makes me kind of sad because, I mean, I had heard a little bit about these things from other places, and I'm like, okay, if I'm going to play this game, at least I'll look into this sort of stuff while I'm playing it. It is just obscurely not very much mentioned. Like, it's barely there.
Yeah, you have to play the weird side art game, which I don't know if it's available in ours or not. It might be, but I know it's out there because I looked into this at one point.
I just... Fuck. I lost so many brain cells during that explanation.
Uh-huh.
So, but like we said it in chat, but let's go over this. So which were your pigeon-y candidates, Steven? Who was Bachelor number 1?
So the first one I went with was what is usually in dating sims the hardest person to get, the teacher. Because, let's go for the fucking teacher. Why the hell not?
Pedo. It was so wrong.
And it was pretty pedo. And you know what? Spoilers. The guy's like, oh, I lost someone once, and therefore when you're older, maybe we'll get together. And I'm like, bitch, you're gonna die before then. So I didn't get myself a date. Bachelor number 2 was the obligatory, easy-to-get friend that you knew from before. And he also said, I don't want to do this because I don't want to die before, you live your full life and leave you alone because my mom just died. Wah, wah, wah.
You should have put out faster.
I mean, I was trying. I was, in fact, trying.
He was into it, bro. He was all about it.
Dude, you grab his pigeony little head and just,
Put that beat to work, boy.
Yeah.
The point is that in both cases, I was essentially told maybe one day or not at all.
You got friend zone,
I
motherfucker.
got a very different experience.
Yeah, you did.
So, when I played, of course, I went for the psychopath. There was really a pigeon who is all about running and pudding, and he needs to get all the pudding, and he's in search of the golden pudding, the king of the puddings, the tri-colored pudding.
The Cosby of the pudding pots.
That's what it was. So I went for the crazy guy first, and with him, the game ends stupid quick, because at one point he's just like, oh, I'm running away from school to go on a quest for the perfect pudding, and your character's like, all right.
What?
So you go along with him, and you go after the perfect pudding. And then, so the second character I went for was the doctor, because it was like this big fat pigeon. I was like, all right, let's go for the fat gross guy. At least this will be easy and quick like the first one, and I can be done with this shit. And then he murders you.
The gross guy murders you?
Yeah, he takes you in his office, and he pulls out a fucking cleaver, and he murders you, and you die. The end.
Yep.
That's all kinds of fucked up.
Yes, it is. You are not wrong. He also feeds you one of the pigeon people.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
And remember, they are larger. They may not be people-sized pigeons, but they are larger. Because remember, when I got the, when he sent me the food, they mentioned that it's like a very large turkey. So that's a pigeon that's like this big after the head and feet and everything are cut off. So they're pigeon midgets. They're pidgets.
So for all those people watching the live stream, I think that we totally need to get this link showed up here because yeah.
Wait, what is this link? What's happening?
It's something that totally goes with why this game is awful.
Okay.
So I'll just go ahead and ping it to you in case you didn't see it. Oh, that didn't do it.
The chat deleted it on mine.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
we should take a look at that eventually.
We're gonna get this thing up because I actually can see it, so I'm not,
Oh, am I gonna play this on the stream?
Yeah, show this up on the stream. I want everybody to see this.
You pinged me a link to our own website.
I know. Check the second one. Second one. It wasn't saved to my clipboard.
Oh, this is great. Why does this fucking
throw that
exist?
shit on the stream. This is
Okay,
awful.
give me a second. We'll get this going right quick here.
And I want everybody who's watching this to note this is a male. Also, I will, for the people who are listening to this on the podcast, I will link to it in the show notes, so you guys can check it out too.
Show notes.
And as soon as it gets up on the live stream, to not spoil it, we will also talk about it and describe what it is.
There we go. Oh, hold on. It's covering up in
So
water.
wait,
Exactly where it should be.
It's a physical thing you get for the collector's edition. Are you kidding?
There we go. Right there. That's going to sit right there.
So tell me how you feel about this, Eddie. I have to know. How do you feel about this?
Wait. Oh God, are those body pillows?
Yes,
Yes.
they are.
And that is a male character.
Yeah, that's a boy character in that. It's a scene from the game.
Why is
Oh
the
god,
boy
I ruined
character
everything. I'm sorry. Let's fix
wearing
that.
a
This is all my
dress?
fault, and I'm sorry. There we go.
Yeah, he's wearing a maid outfit, as far as I understand. Because
You know,
there's a
I
scene
have-
that's like that.
I have the weirdest boner right now.
Well, you need to play Hot Devil
Yeah,
Boyfriend.
this game's
If what,
for you, then, buddy.
I'll get you a copy, man.
Oh my God. First off, I don't get the whole body pillow drawings kind of thing. It always just you put your head on that shit, right?
So you can rub up on it
Or
Yeah,
you can hold it.
and rub up on
Some
it.
people legitimately hold their pillows.
Oh, okay. Maybe I don't get it, but okay.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on here. Do you guys have anything else, or shall I throw out another little prompt for us?
You want me to top pigeon ladyboy body pillow? Really?
Oh yeah, tell us.
No, I'm asking because I
No,
can't
no.
do it.
I'm asking if anybody has anything else.
No, I got nothing for that.
How about
I'm
you,
sorry. You really just kind of stopped all
That's fine.
constructive conversations.
So I'm trying to kick this back into gear. Do you guys have anything else?
Just hatred for you.
Okay, great. So we're gonna go ahead and move right the fuck on. I was
hold
thinking
on,
about this a little bit.
Apparently, Eduardo does have something else.
I do have a question, really quick. Did you
Mother of
guys say?
God! I asked you if you had anything else. You should say yes.
Did you guys announce who went ahead and did the donation and all that to let you guys
keep
play?
it to the
It was
anonymous
under
person.
anonymous.
That is what it is.
Okay, fair enough.
So, anyways, moving along. Because wait, no, hold on, Eddie. You have anything else?
Okay.
All right. So, I was thinking about what we can
Oh,
talk
wait.
about gaming related this week, and I thought to myself, you know what? I'm curious. What are your guys' favorite consoles, excluding the PC, and why?
Eduardo, you want to lead with this? I need
Yeah,
a
like-
minute.
I know shit about this.
This is not a fair question. Eduardo didn't have consoles.
I mean, he could have played them through emulators. He could have experienced some of the games. Whatever it is, that if you have a console, that I mean, you can even go with the 360. I'm not saying it has to be an old console. I'm of course going to go with an old console because I like my retro games.
Because you're a hipster.
Yeah, sometimes.
You're like the
I'm-
gaming hipster. We've
go ahead.
established this. Moving on.
Yeah, I'm a video game hipster. Shut up. It's fine. I will go ahead and basically start, so you guys have some time to talk. It's kind of a toss-up for me, but ultimately I think I ended up going with the NES itself. And my reasonings for that are, from the game library that I have played personally, there are very few really bad games, except for like the obscurely awful ones. Like, so all the major titles are really solid titles. A lot of great platformers, there's some interesting, style trivia games. And there's even some cool learning games, like, Sesame Street 1.
I have that game.
I used to have it, but I gave it away to a friend who had a really young brother. But that game was great. So there's all these really wonderful, wonderful pieces of just stellar gameplay. And instead of achievements like nowadays, the game was just hard. You could beat the game, and you felt fucking good about it. And I mean, I know they brought some of the arcades games into it and stuff like that, but ultimately, it was a fantastic system, great titles, and even though the controller can be kind of uncomfortable after a while, it's all you need. 2 buttons, a start and a select, and a D-pad. It's all you need. So that's my favorite all-time system, I think.
I have kind of a lame, shitty answer, but it is true. Consoles are like tattoos to me. Whichever one I got the most recent is always my favorite.
Okay.
So I did get a chance to finally plug in and play my GameCube.
It's a great system.
We played Mario Party till like 4 o'clock in the morning while just shitty drunk.
Yeah, because it's a great game.
Yeah, and we had a blast at that. That was fun.
Were any controllers broken while you're drunkenly frustrated at the fucking spinny ones?
Sean's was broken when we came into it, so you kind of see him after a while, like, not even during, like, the game stuff. It was always just, like, well, something mundane, like, okay, hit A to confirm that I want to hit the dice roll. And you just seem like... Because the fucking thing didn't work, so apparently me and him both have to order some new controllers. And
remind me
again,
next
mini
time
plug, we're going to get a capture card, we're going to start streaming that, but it'll probably be at stupid early in the morning, Sunday morning, because Sean doesn't even get off work till 11.
Right. Speaking of, next time I come down there, man, remind me. I'll bring my couple of controllers and like some Smash Brothers and some other cool stuff.
Right on.
It'll be fun.
So, all right. The statement Devin made wasn't necessarily true. I did have some of the older consoles, but so the original Nintendo, I actually worked in the fields to make enough money to buy that console for myself because we couldn't afford it.
It
right?
was 2003 when he did it.
Yes. So the original NES was great. I loved it, but it wasn't my favorite. I do have to say that the Sega was my favorite, which was
So
another
when you say the
console.
Sega,
Genesis?
is it the Genesis,
Sega
the
Genesis.
Saturn, or the Dreamcast?
It's Sega Genesis, the only fucking
Okay.
Sega that matters. No,
Not
and
true. That's the
I
most
know, I know.
convoluted fucking piece of equipment ever. But continue.
I also had to work myself to buy that one, but like it came with Vector Man 2 or some
Love
shit.
that
Vector Man
game.
was
Oh
that
my
game
god.
was fucking awesome.
Yeah, the Genesis had some great titles.
Fucking Echo the Dolphin, Aladdin, Sonic,
God.
Sonic and fucking Knuckles. Dude, that game was.
Did you ever get any of the 6-packs?
Dude, the six
Oh.
packs. Columns.
those.
Fucking
Oh,
Golden
God,
Axe.
Columns for
Streets of Rage
days.
2. What was the other games on
Oh,
that?
mine
There
had
was
Streets of Rage
Shinobi
1.
3. Huh? No,
I
it was
had
Streets of Rage 2.
I have Streets of Rage 1 on mine.
Wow, that's interesting. Mine had 2. Huh.
Yeah,
It was Shinobi, and then what was a sixth game?
I don't know, man. Honestly, the only games I got, none of
Sonic?
them were new.
Sonic.
I got them
Who's
from the
Sonic?
flea market. So apparently, those 6-in-1 games didn't make it out to the flea market, or they were way too high priced. Because I was looking into
Genesis
like
is a great
Nice is,
choice.
like, unlike games like, now when you get like a 6-in-1, it's from like 3 consoles ago or something. These were like 6 Genesis games
Yep.
on a cartridge.
I thought
Yeah,
they were like 6 arcade games on a cartridge.
No, dude, it was like
No,
you
no.
said, it was Sonic and Streets of Rage and Golden Axe and Columns and
Shinobi 3, and what was the third one? Listen to this. It was Columns, Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, Shinobi, Sonic, and... Fuck, I just said it 2 seconds ago. It's gone! It's fucking gone!
Well, and then even like they had Street Fighter on there.
Yeah.
All this great. So to me, it has to be the Genesis. Was my favorite
realized
console.
I never owned, and I need to add it to my collection of consoles, like in a bad way. I
So-
never had a Game Gear.
Oh, dude, the Game Gear was like the most gaudy handheld in the world.
Oh, and
It
my
was
cousins got one, and I
fantastic, though.
hated them because they're like,
Talk about the
like,
size of an old Nintendo or old Game Boy being the size of a brick, dude. You
I
look
was-
at that Game Gear; it's like twice that
But I
size.
was super jelly, dude. I had
It
the
was
old brick
good.
Game Boy, and I was all about it. My cousin shows up. He's like, I got a Game Gear. It's in color. And I'm like, oh, you fuck.
It wasn't just any color; it was like full color. Like I think
Yeah.
it was a 6-bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was definitely a 16-bit handheld. Yeah.
But I will say one thing about the Genesis because we're on that one there. The Genesis has one downside, which is that when you start getting the add-ons, oh, we have a CD base we add to it. Oh, and then there's this Genesis or this 32X thing you stick on
That-
top of it.
I
And
don't
now
think
you've got
that was the
this big-
Genesis, man. I think
That's
that was
Genesis.
I thought
That's
that was the
Genesis.
Saturn because they had like
No.
the Sega CD that went with it, and
That was
So
the
remember,
Genesis.
after a
That was
while,
Genesis.
you could buy a later model Genesis, which didn't need the expansion. It did for the CD, but not the other one you mentioned. It had that.
32X. Yeah.
It had.
But still,
It was.
the
Yeah.
thing is, you put these 3 things together, and now you have the leaning tower of console. And then on top of that, like, there's some games that required all of that to play, like Corpse Killer. Like, I was just actually
oh,
listening
that was
to some
the
people
name of
talk
my
about
rap
this one.
group in high school.
Well done.
Nice. Anyways, the Genesis is a good pick. It is a very solid system. I will agree.
Hold on though, I've had 2 Genesis.
I have 3 right now.
No, I had to have 2 because my first one was ruined by my little brother.
Oh, of course it was.
so you had to
no,
go work in the fields again to buy another one?
yeah, and this time I had to get it used because ain't nobody got that kind of money. I walked in and no shit, there's my younger brother, pants around his ankle, pissing on my Genesis.
Oh.
Like,
Man, I would have punched his dick off. I'm just saying.
well, and that was the thing. Like he's the youngest, and he's younger than me by 8 years. So it wasn't like I could have just been like, "Hey, bitch," because cops would have been
Fuck
called.
yes, you can.
I would have
I'll-
still did it. Did you piss on
No,
mine?
no, no,
You
hold
my
on,
ass off
hold on.
Twice in a row to get a console? My
So-
brother's pissing on it?
so
He's
he-
getting his dick punched off.
He pissed on it it ruined the fuck out of it. But as soon as he pulled his pants up, I duct taped him and threw him in a closet for until our mother got home and beat the shit out of me. But I feel like I got back to him.
Enough of a punishment, in my opinion. He needed to feel pain just like your soul when you watched all that hard work in the fields go to you.
Oh my god, dude! I was heartbroken. I was so pissed.
Yeah.
And then so I dried out this Genesis and I tried to play it, and it smelled like burning and urine, and it just wouldn't work. And unfortunately, my games were in that box too, so a bunch of them got ruined. It was a heartbreaker. And then I bought a second one, but it just never worked the same because it was used.
Segas in bathrooms seem to have a thing with yours. It's when we had an apartment years ago, we had a Sega in the bathroom.
Did you piss on it in there too?
No, I'm just it's coincidental. Segas and bathrooms go hand in hand with this guy apparently.
Oh my god!
But
Altered Beasts. How did I forget Altered Beasts?
Oh, Altered Beasts is the shit.
Altered
Wise from your waves.
Oh my god! I just remember anytime.
Dude, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. Say what?
I still own that game.
I love that game.
Okay, if I remember, there was something really weird about that. Remind me why that game was super weird.
Aside from the fact that you turn into a plane?
Hold on. So that game breaks down like this. You basically travel through Michael Jackson songs, rescuing small children, girls, it was never boys, but rescuing small girls from various closets and trunks. Every time you collect a falling star or something like that, you can make everybody dance with you, and then they spontaneously die. And then to point your way towards, like, the final fight of the level, a monkey jumps on your back and directs you to where you go. Then, for the actual final battle of this game, you transform into a spaceship and kill Joe Pesci.
But there has to be one thing
It's
to
not just me saying it looks like Joe Pesci. It's Joe Pesci. There was a music video for Moonwalker in which the same thing happened. There was like a star fight and Joe Pesci was the villain, and Michael Jackson transforms into a spaceship car and fights Joe Pesci. So in the game, you transform into a spaceship car and you go fight Joe Pesci. This is gonna be weird, but as kids, me and my brother were huge Michael Jackson fans. No, we never went to the ranch and met him and sat on his lap. We were just big fans of his shit. So we owned the Moonwalker game and the Moonwalker VHS. Yes, VHS was a thing. Bear with me, kids. But no, so I know all about this shit, and you fight and kill Joe Pesci.
That's a great game. The one thing to note about it, though, is this is before, like, all the weird, like, molestation charges and stuff are being thrown around. So, like, when you play it now, you kind of go, oh. But when you played it then, it didn't really matter. Like, it was just part of his, like, music videos or whatever.
I feel like Joe Pesci's Starfight needs to be the name of our next, like, Mortal Kombat event in Ring of Kings.
Fair enough.
All right. Anything else, guys?
I think that does it.
So does it mean I get to whore us out again?
Whore us out.
Yes, shill, you dirty bitch.
All right, guys. If you want to get entered into that raffle for the Reign of Kings Steam key, you can check us out on our website, 5dpodcast.com. There you can also find our email, 5d@5dpodcast.com. Again, these are with the numeral 5, not the full word. We're on Facebook as in 5D Podcast. We're on YouTube as 5D Podcast. Twitch, if you're not already here, you should be 5D Podcast. The Twitter is 5D_podcast. I am Figbird4885, and although Tyler hasn't been with us for a while, I'm still going to give him a shout out, brother. That is Cosplay Fiend. We do the recordings every Wednesday from 7 to 8, sometimes a little bit earlier, a little bit later, depending. And we also stream games on Thursday. Usually MMOs, but this week will be Reign of Kings.
It's an MMO.
I mean, yeah, in the strictest of ways. It's just not an MMORPG, which is where I usually associate that. Nonetheless, for some more little things, again, I'll be doing a charity stream on Saturday the 21st, starting at 10 a.m., matching up to $250 for the Alzheimer's Foundation. That'll be going for 24 hours, or at least as long as it takes me to beat the 2 games that I actually found a way to install, because they're old DOS games. And outside of that, I think that you've been doing some streaming on, Tuesdays?
So
Maybe?
Tuesday nights, I'm actually doing a stream with my fiance. We're calling it Guy Girl Gaming Corner, and she kind of sits there and commentary and basically goes, heal, heal. She's like my AI in heads-up display. And
Right on.
Tuesday nights we'll be setting that up. I'm hoping to get the capture card up and running to do some Xbox One streaming.
Anything else that I missed for events?
Not for events, but if you guys didn't catch all of our places to get a hold of us, right below the stream, it's all posted.
It'll also be part of the show notes if you're listening to the audio podcast, because I always do that. Last thing before we go, I do want to thank anybody who has taken the time to watch us live. You guys are awesome. We highly appreciate it. Same thing for anybody who has been, taking any interest in us one way or the other, because, without the audience, there's really no reason to do this. We're just talking to ourselves, which I guess we could do anyways. But we're doing this for the audience, so, it's nice to see you guys coming in. And is there anything else? I had something else on my head, but it left, so fuck it, I guess it's gone.
I like your pink shirt.
Oh, dude, I love this shirt too. It's actually a game shirt for Strife. You can't see it.
Nice.
There it is. It's also got a fucking cat on it because it's
I guess I'm
badass.
the only one not wearing a game shirt, but whatever.
Oh yeah, I just realized that he is too. Ha! Nonetheless, I think with that, I'm going to say good night. And unless you guys have closing words, see ya.
Buenas noches.
Play Barkley, shut up and jam Gaiden.
Good night, guys.
Good night.